Don't let that temptation to just tumble down the hill override your better conscious decision making that says, I can get right back on track right now. So how do you prevent that inevitable fall from grace? That tumble down the hill when you break a commitment or you fall out of integrity with yourself and you just end up saying, fuck it. This is something I like to call the fuck it tumble. So here's an example. I've got a commitment to myself that I want to wake up at 6 a.m. every day and go for a 3-mile run because I've decided that that's how I'm going to get back in shape and feeling good and feeling physical again in my body. So I start off really good. For the first 10 days, I'm hitting my mark. I'm waking up at 6 a.m., getting out there, running my 3 miles. And then all of a sudden, one day, I miss my alarm clock or I sleep in, oversleep, something comes up and I break my commitment. Now, if you're anything like me, when you've broken a commitment before and you start to feel that emotion that comes on when you're out of integrity with yourself, you start to feel really bad. You start to doubt yourself and question, oh man, why did I make that commitment in the first place? And most of us, what we do is at that point we say, oh, man, fuck it. I'm feeling so bad about myself for breaking my commitment. I feel so bad that I didn't wake up this morning and run my 3 miles. I might as well also go and drink a bunch of soda or binge out on some pizza, watch Netflix, say screw it to my business and don't respond to any messages or emails from anybody. This is the fuck it tumble. So what happens is when we break our momentum in moving forward, making progress, and we start to feel bad about ourselves because we fall out of grace or we're not doing things perfectly, we start to say, well, what's the point in any of this? You know, what's the point in honoring my commitment to stay sober? What's my point in honoring my commitment to be faithful to my partner? And the problem is we end up creating a lot more pain and hardship for ourselves and for the people around us if we don't just jump right back on the wagon. So why do we do that? Why do we say fuck it and just start letting one commitment fall after the other? My belief is that it's falling into the shame spiral. When I do something wrong and I experience shame in my body for it, then I look for other reasons to feel ashamed. It's a long perpetuated story of the good old boy. And when we're not being a good boy and we're not doing what we said we were going to do, then we're bad. And so we take destructive action that reinforces the story that we're bad. And really, it's a self-serving twist on our ego that makes us seem like we're bad people, like we're doing bad things, but really just giving ourselves an out because it's hard work to honor your commitments. It's hard work to stay sober, to stay focused on your project, to wake up at 6 a.m. and go for a 3-mile run every day. So why do we do this? Why do we sabotage ourselves so much? Because in reality, the hardest thing that we can do is keep our word to ourselves. Honor our commitments. It's hard work to do that every single day. You guys have heard me talk about integrity and commitment a lot. It's a hard thing to do. So as soon as we have one reason to believe that I'm not capable of holding my commitments, when I say I'm going to do something, I end up breaking it at some point anyway. So why not just let it all go? Give up on all of it. That's resignation. That's giving up. That's surrender. That's quitting. And that's not what a rising man does. That's not what a man of integrity, a man of commitment, of purpose, of passion, of drive does. So the flip is getting out of the fuck it tumble. I literally imagine standing at the top of a hill and tripping and you start to fall, and like in a cartoon where you're rolling head over heels down the hill. In one instant, you can just turn your body a little bit and stop the tumble. But it takes that conscious effort. It takes that moment of choice and decision to say, you know what? Yes, I slipped. Yes, I fell. But I'm not going to let myself just keep tumbling. I'm not going to allow my integrity to completely unravel. Sure, I broke a commitment, but the best thing I can do with a commitment is to recommit to it and build that momentum up again. So what if a couple of cards fell off the house? You don't need to let the whole thing crumble to pieces in order to build it up again. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of frustration and hardship. Especially when our commitments are what allow us to trust ourselves and allow people around us to trust us as well. So don't fall into the seductive nature of the fuck it tumble, because really it's just a clever excuse from the ego telling you, hey, you can ease up on all these other commitments you have because you already suck. Right? Be easy, be gentle with yourself. Don't let that temptation to just tumble down the hill override your better conscious decision making that says, I can get right back on track right now. Because it usually just takes one simple action, one moment of ownership and recommitment. Keeping it simple versus letting it become so complicated and twisted and contorted into this big mess of ego and escapism. So think about this for a second. Where in your life have you allowed other commitments to go by the wayside because of one big one that you let slip? Where have you in your past gone and said, you know what, just fuck it. I don't want to stay committed to this stuff anymore. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It's too hard. Because those moments are going to come up again. And if you can recognize when that pops up for you, then you can catch yourself in that tumble, make that split-second adjustment that keeps you from rolling head over heels down the hill. You can get back on track. You can get back on the horse quick, and then you're right back in the game. Instead of wasting all this time feeling sorry for yourself, getting sucked into the shame spiral. So don't let that happen. You're better than that. You're bigger than that. And you have the power to pull yourself out of the fuck it tumble and back into your commitments. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Keep this information tucked into the back of your head for the next time that you break a commitment and you need to get back on the horse so you don't tumble all the way down the hill. And share this message with a man in your community who needs to hear it. Peace out, fam.